Okay, today's lesson is again SOL 8.9, and it's another way to solve a system of equations. And this is by elimination. In some ways, this is the most useful method, although you use substitution in this method also. So let's go ahead and look at this. Here we have two equations. 3x minus 5y equals negative 16, and 2x plus 5y equals 31. Notice they're both in standard form. Notice they have a negative 5y and a plus 5y, and that's great because that's how we use elimination. We eliminate one of the variables by adding or subtracting the variables together. So you figure out which variable you're going to cancel, and the one that has the same coefficient makes the most sense. So we're going to cancel out the y's. So just watch this, and then I'll go back and explain. So it's just I added them together as if I was collecting like terms, canceled out the y's, and I ended up with 3x plus 2x, which was 5x, and negative 16 plus 31 is 15. So now I just solve it like a one-step equation, and x ended up equaling 3. So I plugged that 3 back into my first equation. I could have picked either, and I got that y equals 5. So my ordered pair is 3, 5, and I'm going to double check it in the second equation to make sure that I end up with a true statement that I do have the correct answer. And so sure enough, notice I use both equations to go back and make sure with the check. So let's look at number 2 here. So we're looking at it. Which one has the same coefficient? Well, the m's do, but they're both positive. So the easiest way to solve this is just to change the signs on one of the equations. And we're going to do that by multiplying the top equation by negative 1 all the way across the board, which is going to change every single sign. So watch this. Now please note in the ordered pair, most of the time they're going to be in order alphabetically. So I don't have an x and a y, but I do have an m and an n. So my ordered pair is 7, 4. I'm going to go plug 7 and 4 into my second equation just to make sure that I have a correct solution. It checks 7, 4 is correct. Okay, why don't you go ahead and try number 3, write it down, and then I'm going to go to the next slide. And there's number 4. Go ahead and try that one. Also note that you have to change the sign on one of the equations. So bring 3 and 4 to class. And now number 5, I'm going to go ahead. This is a story problem. It's very similar to the way we solve the story problems in substitution. The sum of two numbers is 51. Their difference is 13. What are the numbers? So I just need to define my variables. I'm going to use x and y. And then I have 2 equations. And the statements give me my equations. So as you see, then it does check out 32, 19 are my 2 variables. Again, same thing. This is the way these questions often show up on the Algebra 1 SOL. So make sure you can read them and write these equations down. So you see my 2 variables. A youth group and their leaders visited Mammoth Cave. 2 adults and 5 students in one van paid $77 for the Grand Avenue tour of the cave. 2 adults and 7 students in the second van paid $95 for the same tour. Find the adult price and the student price of the tour. You can also see how this would be very useful in real life in figuring things out. So you can see that the adult price is 16 and the kid's price or the student's price is 9. Okay, make sure you bring your notes to class and we will be doing more practice problems in class.